couple in Northern District's Tima are inspired in the recent home visits in Sanji. Tzu Chi volunteers in Dutch Sint Maarten cooperated with Night Angel to launch weekly hot meal service. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Sandy Yan. Thank you for joining us. Due to the pandemic, Northern District's Tima home visits have greatly reduced. A doctor couple joined the ranks last year. They said that by participating in home visits, they have rediscovered the reasons they practice medicine in the first place.
我已经不只是想要贡献自己的力量，我希望我能够走入他们的心中，给他们更多的温暖，然后给他们不一样的感受。
The first visit to senior Yu Ying was 2 months ago, and upon the visit this time, Tima doctors discovered an injury on the senior's face.
最近受刮到是哦，这是。
无，这都去用，要年本数啊，要入来遐，你要去查，无斟酌看，无斟重。
Tima doctor Guo Yuling applied medicine to the senior immediately, as her husband provided a back brace for the senior, relieving her lower back pain.
会伤按无？袂吼，嘿，啊你安尼，啊你行看卖啊者，行看卖啊，好，好，啊有感觉较舒服无？有啦，有啊，哇，太赞太赞太赞。
The doctor couple are new members to Northern District Tima family. They start to participate in remote region clinics, and after 1 year, they have gathered many experiences.
During the visit, I often feel emotionally moved. In the past, I would just look and not do anything. But my husband has wisdom. He would immediately act to help others. I learned from him a lot.
Zheng Jilun is a doctor of otolaryngology. On the day of visiting stroke-affected Mr. Lin, Dr. Zheng knew about his smoking, drinking, and the habit of chewing betel nuts. As he was worried about the patient, he gave out loving reminders.
Life is meaningful only if we are healthy, right? Don't smoke or drink, have a stronger will. Everyone is caring for you, okay? Doctors have a mission to save whoever is suffering. We must give in all our efforts to help our patients. There is a saying, it is more blessed to give than to receive. And this is my attitude while helping patients.
On the road of practicing medicine and saving patients, Tima members contributed their efforts while bringing warmth and power to people in need.
The 64-year-old Shan Jia-yi, who suffers from respiratory arrest and hip joint disease, closed himself up after his wife had passed away last year. Fortunately, the village had contacted Tzu Chi volunteers to take care of him. After a few months of company, he is much more cheerful and even can be a volunteer to help others.
Shang Jia-yi is no longer our care recipient. Now he can raise donations. He can also do home visitation with us. Even if he doesn't speak, he can influence others. He's doing great. We also gave him some encouragements.
Zhang Jiyi's wife passed away in March 2020, and his left hip joint was eroded by a virus, which caused him inconvenience to move around. He deeply felt that life was meaningless.
The village head worried that something might happen to me, so he contacted Tzu Chi volunteers to visit me. They cleaned the house for me once they arrived and asked me what difficulties I had. I didn't answer it, but the village head helped.
Tzu Chi provided him with subsidy and care and encouraged him to sell agricultural products on the market. The volunteers also advised him to quit smoking and go vegetarian.
There's no difficulty in being a vegetarian, whereas quitting smoking is really difficult because I have been smoking for almost 50 years. Every time when I want to smoke, I think of Sister Luo Suhui persuading me not to smoke, so I try to quit it. I haven't smoked until now.
The electric car that he owns often breaks down. Now he has the opportunity to replace it.
This one was only bought last year. It hasn't been used since my dad passed away, and I think it can be of the best use because it will break after being abandoned for a long time. Now he is willing to accept it, so I think it will demonstrate its best functions.
Now San Ji does not fall behind in doing good deeds, enriching his life with happiness.
Mr. Lan and his family live in a dilapidated house in Nantou City. He works at odd jobs and is the main caregiver for two elderly parents. Upon learning Mr. Lan's condition, Tzu Chi's construction team went to rebuild a suitable home for this family.
This 93-year-old man is quite happy as he posts spring couplets outside his traditional style home.
I am happy that they are making a more comfortable home for me, so I no longer need to worry when the earthquake comes.
His 50-year-old son and his elderly parents live in this old tiled roof building which is about to collapse.
The condition of their home is quite poor, and our construction department deemed it dangerous as we decided to arrange follow-up repair work for them.
The structure is quite dangerous, as the ceiling beams are almost all rotten. We helped erect 8 columns, column foundations about 1 meter deep with studs.
The construction team began planning for these renovations in the beginning of October.
This is the power of compassion, and after 50 days of struggle, I feel that this slight boat has traveled across thousands of mountains.
After 2 months of work, the roof has been repaired, and the interior of the house has also been updated.
I hope to give them a new house that can allow them to be safe and secure. I hope they don't worry about the rain in the house anymore.
Generally, the concrete should be finished on the first floor. You don't have to go up and down like this, as the master should be able to concentrate on it.
During this period of repairs, volunteers in the district fully assisted. This time, the warm smiles of the family are the most heartwarming reward for volunteers.
Taipei Dai Kindergarten held a Go Vegetarian Carnival with the help of volunteers from Xindian and Wenshan. The proceeds of the delicious vegetarian handmade dishes and exquisite ceramic works would help fund the vaccine purchase.
Taipei Dai Kindergarten held the Go Vegetarian Carnival, allowing parents and children to have fun together. Moreover, volunteers from Xindian and Wenshan district also prepare a variety of specialty and popular dishes to raise vaccine donation fund.
I know how to cook these dishes because I also love them, so I will make them for everyone to taste. Everyone praised it very much.
Zhang Yuemei, who has great cooking skills, has always been the top position of the Tzu Chi kitchen team in the district, but she was unable to show her skills during the pandemic. After the pandemic eased, she had the opportunity to cook and participate in charity sales.
Today I prepared radish cake and stinky tofu. These are basic dishes, and everyone likes them. Many people ordered downstairs. Everyone contributes their wills and do their best to help. Just try to contribute their efforts.
Xie Shufeng and her husband, both of them love making pottery. They have collected a lot of works at home, and the friends have always encouraged them to sell them. This time, they finally had a good opportunity.
We are not doing this to make a living. It is interest. My husband keeps making the pottery works. I told him, why don't we sell them for charity as we have many of them? And it just so happens that there is an opportunity here. In the future, if there are opportunities for charity sales in various places in Taiwan, we will do.
In order to respond to Tzu Chi BNT vaccine donation campaign, everyone not only tests the delicious vegetarian food, but also contribute their love to help people in need.
To raise money for the COVID vaccine fund, Tzu Chi's Holy Liaison Office held a 2-day event where 60 volunteers came together to make 794 pounds of glutinous rice balls. These food items would eventually be put on sale, encouraging families and friends to get together and share the blessing of a good meal.
Everyone is neatly arranged in rows and helping make glutinous rice balls outside the kitchen at the Holy Liaison Office. Though they are busy, everyone is quite happy. Volunteer Lai Baiyuan has lots of experience working with this type of rice as he did it from childhood alongside his mother.
When I was young, when my mother was there and she taught us how to make it by ourselves during Lunar New Year's Day, we did this because it was not convenient to buy this before, so we had to make it by ourselves.
With many years of technical guidance from Mr. Lai, this group is able to make very delicious glutinous rice balls.
You have to soak the rice for 3 to 4 hours, and it needs to be quite fine and then dried.
83-year-old Chen Yumei, from the eve of winter solstice, has made glutinous rice balls. This time is doing it to donate to vaccine fund. This makes her quite happy. Holy Liaison Office has been making glutinous rice balls for the past 2 days, with 60 volunteers participating, making 600 caddies of rice balls.
It is just like we used to do in the old days, rolling out rice balls. The feeling makes everyone very happy when they come.
Plump glutinous rice balls symbolize blessings, auspiciousness, and peace, and each one contains great love.
Dutch Sint Maarten relies on tourism as its main source of income. After the pandemic, the number of people who are homeless increased. Local Tzu Chi volunteers have cooperated with the charity organization Night Angel to launch weekly hot food distribution. Here's more.
Hearing that someone was coming to distribute hot food, this deserted street gradually became lively. There were young and old, and many of them were homeless individuals who were hungry all day. Many were looking forward to it, but some left when they saw there was no meat in the lunchbox. For those who stayed, were surprised that the lunchbox was so delicious.
Thank you for coming out, Chi Foundation. We appreciate everything.
We are presently right now, and wasn't for this foundation, many happiness and joy, enjoyments that is.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Dutch Sint Maarten cooperate with the charity organization Night Angel to distribute hot food once a week. At first, the homeless individuals found it strange, but then fell in love with vegetarian food and are also willing to share their stories with volunteers.
Since the pandemic came around, a lot of people had been sorrowed about food, and I was one of them that felt the struggle and the sorrow. I had my apartment before.
After we give them the food, we give them the spiritual food to eat, because the food is just to eat and make them, but then the strongest part of it is the spiritual food that we give them to eat, because that food could never leave them. It would always stay with them for the rest of their life.
Despite the darkness at night, there's warmth to drive away their loneliness and find them comfort and laughter.
I must say, thank you all very much, and let us give them a round of applause.
To promote vegetarianism, Philippines Tzu Chi volunteers held a vegetarian cooking competition. There were 5 teams from different communities participating. They prepared unique dishes with creativity, surprising the judges.
How to turn tofu and leafy greens into creative vegetarian dishes? The participating teams are all prepared to show their cooking skills.
Sprout with peanut and orange. Ayun, rich in fiber, tapos anti-cancer, rich in vitamin A, B, and C, saka nakakapagbawas ng timbang.
Fortune Pocket.
The first one is Fortune Pocket. We named it so because it looks like a fortune cookie.
Nahawig dun sa fortune cookie.
The budget could only be 200 pesos, about $110 NT. Besides using fresh ingredients, nutrition must also be taken into consideration. Yet, with creativity, the final dish each team made surprised the judges.
I'm very happy because I'm able to surprise people with what I cooked. The theme of this cooking contest today is to cook a vegan dish that will excite the judges.
Recipe na mai-excite yung mga judges.
To promote vegetarianism, Philippines Tzu Chi volunteers held a cooking competition and learned from each other's cooking skills. They are the best promoters in the community.
I encourage those suffering from gout not to eat meat, but eat more vegetables. I used to have a sore feet that I couldn't stand up, but after going vegetarian for 3 months, I didn't feel pain in my feet anymore.
Let's eat more vegetables to make your body healthier and to create a more harmonious world.
In Indonesia, Tzu Chi Maarten chapter built bridges at 2 villages located in Sumatera Utara. The reason behind the construction is that villagers must cross rivers in order to collect agricultural products. When it's the rainy season, the water levels can go up to 5 meters, making it hard for locals to get across the river. Now the bridges are in place and locals can safely harvest goods and improve their economic situation.
Crossing a river requires a local to wait for the water levels to retreat under a certain height. Afterwards, they may get across and collect agricultural products. With such challenges, villagers requested help from Tzu Chi to build a 55-meter-long bridge.
We are thankful. We no longer have to worry about the rain and the dangers of crossing the river. Now it isn't difficult to cross the river anymore. Thank you so much.
Sebetulnya kita dari jauh kemarin nggak ada apa-apanya. Kita belum ada apa-apanya.
The women here are stronger than us, no matter the weather. They will come here and help every day. These housewives are truly incredible. I respect them, so I must be here.
Kata yang panas atau hujan. Inilah luar biasa ibu-ibu yang di sini. Makanya aku terkagum kali harus kemari ke sini.
Dancing and celebrating for the inauguration of the bridge at another village, a 36-meter-long bridge was built too.
This is a collaboration between citizens, military, and kind people from other industries. The bridge is very important, so everyone is here to support it.
We work with Tzu Chi Maarten chapter because we think that Tzu Chi provides help to people in need of assistance. That's why we want to support Tzu Chi.
As locals provided volunteers with ulos, a batak handmade textile good, they expressed sincerity with blessing, thanking volunteers and people for constructing the bridge.
Tzu Chi Las Vegas Liaison Office had a local free dental clinic at Rancho High School. Yet due to the lack of medical equipment, the office requested help from Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters in Los Angeles. Upon receiving the request, volunteers went on a 4-hour drive delivering the supplies. Let's join them there.
Opening each case of medical supplies, each box is filled with dental equipment, which will be sent to a free clinic located 400 kilometers away.
Thank you so much, team up from LA. Thank you for bringing the supplies over here to help Vegas without outreach.
After a 4-hour ride, volunteers arrived at Rancho High School as they immediately set up medical equipment at the school's gym. Team members at the scene displayed effective methods to increase treatment efficiency.
We organized our devices into different colors. In other words, we color-code dental equipment. So no matter if you're a doctor, a professional, or a volunteer, after training, they will get used to the system quickly.
Besides doctors treating patients at the venue, volunteers take on the mission of cleaning and disinfecting equipment seriously. The sincere care from Tima made visiting citizen Lidiana emotionally moved.
We don't have insurance, so we have been neglecting our teeth, and we heard that this missionary was helping everybody with the dental work without insurance, no questions asked, just making sure that everybody felt comfortable and their teeth were fixed. So that's why we're here.
Grasping onto every chance to do free clinics, in the future, Tzu Chi Las Vegas Liaison Office will set out plans to purchase dental equipment, helping more local families in need.
Let's continue our series about child abuse. Children tend to recover from physical injuries fast. This means even if they have been abused, they could still be on the mend quickly. This presents another problem, as any evidence in child abuse cases may soon disappear. And if the perpetrator is not brought to justice quickly, the abused child may be injured again. Today, we visit a dentist and an orthopedic physician to learn more about collecting evidence of child abuse.
Fractures are the second most common manifestation of child abuse. So in general, except for skin bruises, the second most common are fractures. And usually there is more than one fracture, as there may be multiple fractures. The bone is like a black box, as it can record a lot of data. Once they are injured, our bones will be repaired and it will leave traces. There's a crack in this place. You might not even believe it that this place is injured. Then in 2 weeks we take another x-ray, and at this time you'll find a new layer of bone in this place, appearing layer by layer. This is very strong evidence that they have been injured here. Falling down from about 60 centimeters is less likely to cause such severe skull fracture. However, if you fall from 150 centimeters, the chance of causing cerebral hemorrhage is also relatively small. These statements can be handed over to the social worker to do verification during field visits. Fractures are not the main cause of death for abused children, but it is an important basis for judging child abuse. Generally, young doctors see the fractures, and the first thought is how to fix it or how to treat it, but often miss the reason behind it is harder to treat. We are teaching residency doctors about this and still reminding them about being aware of abuse.
这个没有问题，没有关系啊。哦，你看看。
Look at this, there are traces. This is a very general strength because my teeth are arranged neatly, so the bite marks like this are very smooth. For example, there are missing teeth here. You can't bite this part if you have missing teeth, so there will be a discontinuous pattern as there are no teeth marks here.
一种图样出来。哦，对，好，这边就没有牙齿。 这样子把它印过去。我们在看这种照片的时候，哈，我们也会去。
When we look at this kind of photo, we will also try to understand the abuser's habit of biting things. Because if you say you are more used to a right tooth bite, the power on the right will be stronger. When the power on the right is stronger, the bite marks on the right will be deeper. If there is blood stasis, it is less likely to go away.
右边的就会比较深一点。 那如果说有淤血的那种状况的话呢，也会。
In animals like cats and dogs, their canine teeth are very long. They want to bite things and tear things, so their canine teeth are very long. There must be two very deep impression points when they bite down.
要撕裂东西嘛，所以它们的犬齿很长的时候，咬下去一定会有2个点非常的深。
After the renovation of Taipei Tzu Chi chapter, Tzu Chi Education Foundation was also set up. Over 100 of volunteers came to participate in the opening ceremony, hoping that the center could offer people more variety and useful lessons. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. See you next time.